Okay, I think we are live. Welcome everybody to another edition of House Culture Conversations. I'm taking the hot seat tonight from DJ Delot, and I shall be hosting. I'm DJ Wisp, coming to you live from London, UK, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce our guest for tonight's show, Funke NICKie. How you doing, Nikki? You're on mute now.
Oh my goodness. Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay. Hi, guys. Of course, something like that's going to happen. How's it going, guys? It's an honor to be here. I'm a little nervous, so never mind. We're going to get into this, of course. I'm amazing. Wisp, how are you?
I'm good. So
That's
pleased
awesome.
to have you on the show, and it's an honor to actually interview. Was it 18 months ago? We met on Tweet Music Tips.
It was. You said you just told me it was 18 months, and it was a beautiful time. It was ever since then. I was like, who is this handsome guy with this amazing accent and plays house music? And we've been a huge supporter of each other ever since. I absolutely adore you. And actually, Wisp, I wanted to tell you. So one of my favorite things about your stream itself is you play old videos from
Soul Train?
Yeah, from Soul Train. So my brother used to, when I was little, he was years older than me, and he was teaching himself how to breakdance, and he used to tape all of the Soul Train. He used to make sure I was up every morning, and we would sit there and we would watch Soul Train together. So I remember all of those videos and all of the dancers.
Wow.
So whenever I watch anything with you, I'm just like, it brings me back to my childhood. So I absolutely love it, and I love your stream. So like I said, it's just an honor to be here.
Thank you so much, Nikki. And I was going to say a quick shout out to Lawless Child, who your super mod. Thanks for being here tonight. Dreammaker Diva, my modern wife, Eva House Music. That's my jam, and of course,
that's your wife.
Yes, indeed.
I did not know that.
There you go.
Love
and your other half, E-Town. Good to see you, bro. Hope you're well. Who else have we got in here? I'm sure people will stream in. If I've missed anyone, my apologies, but we will catch up with you. So good to see you too. Right, so Nikki, tell us a little bit about where you're from and what were your musical influences growing up.
Well, I am from the cold northern city of Edmonton, Canada. I am born and raised in the city, and I am proud of it. The city has grown so fast and so much in the last 20 years. It's crazy, especially because I live downtown, so I've seen this downtown grow. But my musical influences growing up was vast. My mom actually had a very eclectic taste in music, so she listened to everything from country to In Vogue to whatever. And from the time I could be putting a record player on a record, or a record on a record player, I've been playing music. I actually got my first cassette player when I was 4 years old or 5 for Christmas.
Wow.
And I used that thing so much that she actually had to replace it a couple times. But I used to just sit there and listen to the radio. So I do love pop music and R&B, but I first walked into the club scene, I guess you could say, back when I was a teenager, because back in the 90s here in Edmonton, they used to have teen nights at some of the clubs. So you used to go and be able to experience a club night, but still be underage, which is crazy to think about now. But that shaped me into who I am, because that gave me kind of an understanding as to, oh my God, I love the music. Oh my God, I love dancing. Oh my God, I love the people. So, and then we also used to have at West Edmonton Mall, which was the biggest mall in the world for a very long time, in the amusement park, they used to have teen nights, which was called Rock and Ride. So you used to be able to pay $10, go on all the rides, and then have a big dance party and stuff too. So those were my first initial dance parties. And then I walked into the first after hours 25 years ago, actually, last month. So my life changed because I listened to house music and I was like, what is this? I'm like, what? People are dancing all night? I'm like, how are people? And this place was called Therapy. So it became my therapy, actually. And it became my haven, my life. it was my everything for the longest time. And my life became raving and became going out and just making sure I was on that dance floor every single chance I could get. And luckily at that time, Edmonton has such a huge scene. So every weekend something was going on. So
Yeah.
my music has just shifted to so much stuff. And like I said, I have this huge eclectic taste. I love everything from R&B to hip hop to house to, garage to drum and bass. So pretty much almost
Several
anything.
influences.
Yeah. Anything you put in front of me. Anything you put in front of me, I like.
Oh, that sounds good. And a quick shout out to a couple more people who've joined us. Kilo Zebra, DJ Peach, and Rob. Good to see you. Hope you guys and girls are well. Right. So I guess with the nightlife that you had as young as 15 and getting into all those kind of clubs and different areas. 13. So
the first time I entered the after hours I was 15. I was actually underage when I went into the after hours, and I was 15. Yeah, and then my actual Sweet 16 was actually at a huge rave in the after hours there. So yeah, my whole life ever since I could remember was raving it up.
Yeah, so you definitely spent a majority of your life around music. So what made you transfer from being a listener of music or being on the dance floor to actually being somebody who provides the music? What made you get into DJing?
Well, actually, I can thank, and you guys can thank E-Town Junglist for that one. It became the Twitch, this beautiful platform, became our life back when, the world turned upside down back in the start of 2020. And we initially started going on the platform because we heard that Little Louis Vega was on, and then also Crafty Cuts. And I was like, what is this platform? People are playing music at home. And so then ever since then, we were just on it nonstop. Well, E-Town Junglist is a drum and bass DJ for the last 30 years. He's an amazing DJ. And so I kept turning to him being like, why are you not doing this? He finally got his poop together, finally started streaming. He hit partner within a year. He blew up. His community was amazing and is still amazing. And I guess in that time he had this dream. And he came to me the next morning and was like, okay, so I need to sit down with you because I had this crazy dream. And I'm like, okay, well, what is it? He was like, I was sitting there and I looked at this computer screen and there was a stream going on and there had thousands and thousands of people in it. And I looked over and it was not me streaming. It was you. And I was like, what? Get out of here. I was like, nobody wants to. And he's like, no, you love music so much. He laughs all the time because he says that I know all the lyrics to all the songs. I do know a lot of lyrics, but when you're a 90s kid and you listen to the radio your whole life, you can just pick up on stuff. And so, so he kind of told me that, I should do it. It's something that as I've gotten older and I don't go out as much to out anymore, I don't get to dance as much. So I haven't been really feeling a part of the music and a part of the scene. So I kind of was thinking, how do I transition from a club kid into my next role? Because I do want to have the music still a part of my, this is my life, right? Everywhere I go, anything I'm doing, I'm listening to music. I'm always doing something that has to do with music. I wish I would have taken it more seriously when I was younger, but unfortunately, I just didn't have the means. So I feel like things happened when they were supposed to happen. So I was able to take it professionally and as serious now, but still, it's still a little bit later.
Never too late.
It's never too late. But at the same time, I kind of feel like I wish I would have done more club things because now that I'm a little bit of my older generation and I don't drink anymore. So I don't have that energy to go out really late. So, but it's been a lot of fun. So yeah, E-Town talked me into it and he told me I should start doing it and he kind of tore me down and I was like, you know what, let's try it. And I bought my headphones and then it was 2021 December. It was actually Christmas Eve and I got my first controller. So this is my second baby that is only a month old. But yeah, it was the DDJ FLX6 that we got and I loved it and it was amazing. So, but it's been a journey ever since and I wouldn't change it for the world.
Oh, superb. So E-Town, we definitely got to thank you for that. The Cross is in the building. How you doing? Carlos Forte, good to see you too. Yeah, so E-Town has a lot to answer for, doesn't he?
Oh, yep.
So you've chosen the name Funke NICKie. Where did that come from, and why did you choose that name?
That was kind of a weird, like a funny moniker I gave myself back when I was a teenager, just
Hmm.
because I always loved funky music, especially funky house. Like the minute
Yeah.
I listened to, we had one of my biggest influential DJs here in the city is called DJ Trip Switch, and actually he puts out music as well too. So if you check out Track Source, he's got amazing songs out there. But he is a local legend here, and he used to play the funkiest house. And back in like the early 2000s, late 90s, back when funky house was funky house. And so all those
Yeah.
classics that I play is the classics that I grew up with. So I just gave myself that moniker because I just wasn't, I think it was in high school or something. And I was like, oh, I like funky music. And it like, rhymes with Nikki. So Funke NICKie kind of. And it just kind of stuck ever since. And then
Yeah.
when E-Town was like, hey, you should start DJing, I was like, what's going to be my DJ name? And he's like, it should be Funke NICKie. I'm like, oh, I guess so. And it's just, I think it sticks and it suits me. I have a funky attitude too sometimes. So
we might go there tonight, but that's
yeah, I know. Figure as much.
Yeah, we'll save that one for retail. No, only joking. So obviously music means a lot to you, but how much or what does house music specifically mean to you?
For me, house music's really saved my life. So, I came from, I grew up with a really hard life. Like, luckily, I was raised by my grandmother. Luckily, so she saved my life. But when I was a teenager, I started becoming a teenager and having crazy teenage thoughts. And she also got really sick as well too. So I didn't know how to handle that very well. So I would go and lose myself on the dance floor. And when I mean lose myself, I mean physically, emotionally, spiritually. Like that was my life. That was my output. That was what saved me. So like so many times I'd be literally crying on the dance floor because that one song, that one verse just, was always, and I have ADHD. So there are certain songs that I would have listened to for like a month. And I mean, like, I knew every beat, I know because I've listened to it all the time.
Yeah.
So for me, if it wasn't for house music, I honestly don't know where I would have been mentally, finding the family that I have in the rave scene, because unfortunately I don't have a lot of family, and the family that I do have are not necessarily very healthy to be around. So I don't have a lot of family to be around. So my family is really my community and my rave family, and which I've known for over 25 years. And some of those people are the nearest and dearest to my heart. And some of the people here on this platform and actually in this chat are also now the same kind to me. So, house music brings us together as a community because of the music, but also the meaning and also the feeling, and just, it can do everything. It can make you feel funky. It can make you feel sad. It can make you feel happy. It can make you feel pissed off at the world. It can do whatever you want it to do. And that's what I love about it.
Oh, absolutely. And as Robert says, house music has saved many lives and positively impacted so many people. So, I agree with Robert. It's an absolutely wonderful testimony there. So, obviously, you've alluded to a lot of sort of how the house scene in Edmonton. So, what is that like, and how has that grown in your community, in your area?
You know what? To be honest with you, I am actually very proud of the house scene here in the city. In the last 25 years, we here in Edmonton, the city hall, 25 years ago, we blew up. Like the rave scene here in the city blew up so much so that we were having, like 4,000 people parties, and we were pulling in Paul Oakenfold. But one of these parties ended up being a really bad party where a lot of people unfortunately overdid it themselves. And so it became a huge PR thing. And we actually had to have a right to dance rally where DJ Rap came, and which was amazing because of course it pulled the community together. But to see, you know, since that it progressed to where the city was trying to put so many things in place that it kind of did ruin some of the bigger parties and some of the scene. But with that being said, it's been over 25 years and we have a huge actual house scene here in the city. And I'm surprised. I took a couple years off from the scene just because I got sober off booze and I just stopped going out because I was going out every weekend. And once you know, get your stuff together and get your head together, I only go out for every couple shows a year now. So, but to see the amazingness, like the growth and the house people that we're bringing in. I wish, like I said, I wish I kind of started a little bit younger because I feel like I would have probably potentially been a little bit more out there, which means I would probably get more bookings on these, but I don't go out a lot. So I don't get bookings a lot in the city here, which is fine. But, you know, it's just to see I do see a really, really healthy scene here and it's amazing.
That's
so,
good.
Caribou DJ on here. She's actually been playing a lot of the house things in here because she's a little bit younger and she goes out and she, you know, hobnobs and she's an amazing DJ. So it's amazing to see the people that like I said, it's just we're having a really healthy scene here and it's not just drum and bass, it's also house music as well too. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Yeah, exactly, right. So because you never know, especially when you have City Hall trying to, you know, take something away that you work so hard for.
No, absolutely. And that's my jam. Sir Charles and DJ JFP, good to see you. Hope you guys are well. So, I know that you've played out in a couple of places. I think we've seen you in a couple shopping malls and other bits and pieces. So how's that been for you to actually get out there and play in real life as opposed to being sort of streaming on Twitch?
You know, don't get me wrong. I love the gigs, especially some of the, like I've been getting corporate gigs and, you know, as a DJ, you know, corporate gigs are always good gigs to get. So
100%.
Playing at West Edmonton Mall, which like I said, was one of the time at the biggest mall in the world. And I have a lot of family memories of that mall because I actually was I was raised a couple blocks away from there. So it was like kind of like a full circle for me. And you know, a lot of the times it just and I played at my first music festival this past August, which is a local festival, but it's growing and it's amazing. We have so many festivals here in Alberta and actually Western Canada. We're really lucky. So I actually applied for this one because it was the only one I applied for and it was the only one I kind of wanted to play. And I got lucky enough that I actually got on, and I got on a good time too, so I was able to enjoy myself. But this festival is probably one of my favorites. Don't get me wrong, I love playing out. You know, we played in Vancouver. Liquid Cleanse, she also is a Twitch streamer on here as well too. She has flown me out for two parties out in Vancouver, kind of private parties as well too. And I had so much fun, especially being able to go out and like fly somewhere and like, especially, it was like, it was something I've never,
aren't you?
right? Like it was something I've never, and I like have my flight paid for. It was just unbelievable. I was like, I can't believe I'm actually experiencing this, but I love them. I love doing that real life because it's a different adrenaline, totally. And it's a completely different thing. Like I feel like you can pay more attention to your music and your mixing because of course you're not paying attention to your chat or your community or your OBS or the lights. You know what I mean? There's so much stuff going on in a live stream, but I actually do love the live streaming. Like it's the fact that I can be at home, you know, I can have my chat, I can have my community, I can ask stupid questions, you know, it's giving that like kind of luxury of being able to do what I want. And when you're kind of playing for, you know, whoever, you have to play for that set time, that set list or whatever, you have to, you know, the genre or whatever, right? Like you kind of are a little bit pigeonholed as to what you can do. I just like to have the openness of like, all right, well, if I want to be an idiot, I can be an idiot. So
you got the freedom to do what you want to do. You're your own boss at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And who doesn't want to be their own boss?
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's putting their hand up in the chat. And by the way, chat, if you have got any questions that you'd like to ask Nickie specifically, if you want to put them in the chat, and DJ Delot will capture those, and hopefully if you've got some time at the end, we shall randomly fire them at Nickie. So nothing too embarrassing.
Nothing
So
from Lawless.
no, yeah, Lawless. Apart from Lawless, yeah.
Yeah.
So semi sort of serious-ish questions sort of around house. I mean, where do you see the future of house going? Has it got a future? For you, what does house mean, and where do you see it ending up, say 5-10 years from now, next generation?
That is a very good question. And considering that I'm still kind of, I feel a little bit newer to the knowledge of knowing the DJs and stuff in the actual house. Because for me, as a raver, I just was on the dance floor and I knew the song by like, oh, this is like this song that goes by this. Now I like know the song by the title and the author, the the DJ and whatever. So it's a different animal in that sense. So but I don't, I feel like with the way the technology is going, every genre is going to be having a different mix to it. And I feel like the younger generation too, like they don't care about some of the hangups that the older, generation cares about. Like they like to have it so that if a button is pressed and it saves a couple steps that you used to have to do, like why not press it? And I know it's a huge tipping point for some people, but at the same time, like I can get what people are saying. And I've seen some of these younger generations, like this one girl, I don't know what her DJ name is, and she's from India, and she's DMC champion now, I guess. She's amazing. But yeah, the way that they're setting up their music is just, it's crazy. So I'm excited. I'm really excited to see what the future has for every genre. For house, though, itself, I'm feeling like everything's becoming, I don't want to say tinny. It's not tinny. It's like machine driven. I don't know if it's like,
Digital.
like drum and bass got more like rabbits and croaking and stuff. Sirens. It's like, I don't know, house is feeling a little bit more like it's the future sounds, right? So but I love it. If it's funky and it gets me dancing, then I'm all for it. So, and I've heard some really, really funky stuff come out, and that makes me happy. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
No, by nature, by name, and you want to be a part of that. So that's all good.
Well, people are using technology too to their advantage, and that's what I love seeing. Is might as well, right?
Yeah. There's always going to be people either side of the fence, but at the end of the day, as long as your music's out there, I think that's the key message to have, really, the key takeaway. So you touched on it. You touched on it a bit earlier. Sort of like talking about sort of streaming, and you actually like the live streaming. So I mean, how important is streaming to you now that you're actually on Twitch and on a channel?
It's actually probably one of the most important things I actually do, and actually one of the most fun things I do. I don't look at it as like a chore or a job. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I do, just because I'll schedule myself like a Saturday, Sunday early morning raid train. And I work actually in an office during the week, and I'm up at 5:30 in the morning during the week.
Wow.
So if I book myself for an early morning Saturday, Sunday, then that means that I don't get to sleep in for a couple of weeks, which is fine. But yeah, it's just, sometimes like that. But at the same time, once I get into it, once I get with the family, everything is kosher. I absolutely adore the community. All the community, whether or not it's with the drum and bass scene or with the garage scene or with my R&B scene or with the house, like I feel like we are all a community. And even for some of the people that have had that have butted heads within their community, in the end, they will come together if it's really important. So that's what is so amazing about this platform, is we have found it's a worldwide community, but it's still so small. Like the fact is, we have a Discord channel. Well, I have a Discord channel, and I have people like my funky fam that are sending me pictures of their, of their place, because I love nature. So I like, give me your nature photos. So like we, and we're so close, but yet so far, I just wraps my head around it. But without this platform, to be honest with you, when we had the pandemic hit us, it was literally, it stopped our world because E-Town is immunocompromised, so he literally had to quit his job and stay in the apartment for a really long time, and I was the one going out into the world because I worked at a job that was considered, whatever, so I had to go in all the freaking time, so it was a continuous thing. But without this platform and without us finding this community, I don't honestly know where we would mentally or together as a relationship, because those were some really dark times for a lot of people. So I'm thankful for finding this platform. I'm thankful for streaming now on this platform and building my own community. It's been so amazing, and I'm just excited to see what the next 3 years is going to be. So
sort of growth. I mean, obviously, you're talking about sort of Twitch there. I mean, would you ever consider streaming on any other platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Kick? Do you ever try anything else?
We made, like, back when everyone was starting to worry about the whole, like, talking about the whole DJ category. I know some of us like ran out and got us our Kick account just to make sure we had our Kick account. So I've got my Kick account going. We have talked about, because unfortunately with the streaming beast, it is highly recommended that you don't, again, pigeonhole yourself into one streaming platform. And you get yourself out there onto other platforms. So we have been trying to get ourselves a little bit more media savvy. We keep taking videos being like, oh, we're going to make this into a cute little video and then post it on platforms. And then we just get distracted by some shiny objects and I forget about it. So unfortunately, we haven't, but I would like to look into it and do and get myself more out there, right? So, but I don't know how to do it. I already don't know how to sometimes do this. So
no, I hear you on that one. It's a thing for the younger generation, almost.
It is, but at the same time, you kind of have to do it in order, like that. Like, that's the thing, is that, I love those memes where they talk about DJs. Like, back in the day, all you needed to do was learn how to beat match and, and whatever. And then now you have to be a photographer, be a social media, be your own media manager. You got to, like, there's so much different hats you have to wear. So it's just, it's crazy.
No, it is. I agree. So apart from E-Town, who is obviously, or should be, the biggest influence on your life, and if he's not, I'm sure he's going to have a word with you later. Which streamers on Twitch have influenced you the most?
Well, to be honest with you, he actually hasn't been a bit like streaming influence. His if you guys don't follow E-Town Junglist, you guys need to. He is a drum and bass DJ, but he's also a he does a variety of everything. So he's a variety streamer, and that's what I absolutely adore about him, because he is such a he's just a walking person that literally is always on. So the fact that you guys get to see the craziness as well as what I get to experience on a daily is amazing. But to be honest with you, he really hasn't done a lot of that. No. So mine here on this platform. Okay. So it would be DJ called Quest. He is an amazing DJ in Montreal. My favorite R&B. I actually am going to be doing an R&B Ray Train with him. I promised him by the end of the year. So I need to practice some R&B. But yeah, he is an amazing R&B DJ. He is a huge influence on me. I do also have to say that I watch some of the bigger DJs, like the women DJs, and I try to, I watched them and was like, okay, well, like, they're doing this, and I like to watch a lot, not imitate, of course, but just to see what they're doing and what works for them. So Don Perignon was one of my favorites. Thess Fisher has been also one of my favorites that I've been watching, and so there's some incredible DJs that literally know how to carry themselves, but still can put on a good show, and still do it in a way that's respectful for themselves. So I'm not really a girly girl. I'm like a tomboyish. So so I'm not one of those girls that are going to be wearing, like whatever. So and that's what I like. I like and I like to see a DJ who's actually, unfortunately, who's a DJ, because there is a lot of those that are not. So I'd like to distance myself from that, and I'm hoping that that's what I have done. So, but yeah, like Dawn Perignon was amazing, and I can't wait for her to come back. Hopefully next year she'll be back streaming, and but there is, it's just Scene is another one. He's got such amazing overlays, the way he handles his like chat. He asks funny questions, and that's kind of where I picked up on like asking the weird questions, because I like to know weird stuff. So and then we get in this huge conversation with my chat, which is amazing. So, but yeah, there's a handful of amazing streamers on here that are doing phenomenal, and each one of them has something to different that they bring. And Wisp, I have to say, you are also one of my biggest. The house you play, it's just so beautiful, and you're just so seamless. So there's these like handful that I like hope to emulate, and hope that some way I can try to bring forth a little of amazingness of what they do.
No, thanks, Nikki. And the check's in the post. Thanks for that. Just say a quick hi to the chat. If you just joined us, you got myself, DJ Wisp, hosting on House Culture Conversations, and we have Funke NICKie from Edmonton, Canada, in the hot seat this evening. But we've got It's a Candy Lady, good to see you, and Grow TV. I think I saw your name whiz past earlier. Thanks for joining us this evening. So, as I don't know if you could call yourself a relatively new streamer, but I guess you're climbing the ladder. Have you got any sort of streaming tips for somebody who wants to start out?
Surprisingly, actually, I've had some people come to me and actually ask me, what they can do, either to bring up some of their viewers, or what I did, and what I would suggest for new streamers. And one of the biggest things that I highly the first thing I highly recommend, and I've been telling this even to E-Town, is consistency. You pick a date, and you pick a day, or you pick days, and you stick with those days. You have times, you stick with those times, because people cannot find you if you're just picking up willy-nilly. And I get some people have day jobs and they don't have the means for them to be able to have that schedule, or they have children. Luckily we don't have any children, so we have all these house plants, luckily, so these are our children. But we don't have any of that kind of stuff, so we can kind of do what we want, really, when we want. But it's consistency. So picking the day, picking the time, making sure you stick with that. That is one of the big things. And then also making sure that you are saying hi in your chat, you're being visible in your chat, and if you're not visible in your chat, so if you don't say a lot of things and you let your chat go by, that you have really good mods. The other thing is, though, raid trains. I am such a huge opponent. Anyways, I agree with raid trains like immensely. That's how I got so many introductions to so many different communities. That goes with the MBHD. I think I saw MBHD in here. That's how I got into everyone. Like, so if you are kind of wondering what you need to do, or you're just like kind of lagging or whatever, raid trains, get on it. And there's so many like that whole raid pal and stuff. You can go into ones that are open and add yourself, and then you get to know all of these different people. Or if somebody sends you a message, like, for the most, and actually Town gets kind of mad at me sometimes because of the fact that I don't say no. And I have overbooked myself a couple times. Well, Wisp knows. I might have overbooked myself 1 or 2 times, but I just know that it's such an amazing thing, and I just want to meet more people. So, and that's how you're gonna meet, unless and that's the other thing too. You got to go into chats. You got to go and make yourself known. You got to go and say hi. If you're not gonna go say hi and make yourself known, then who's gonna know you, right? Unless you got your friends coming in, right? And how boring is that when it's just your friends coming in? You want more people coming in, so you got to get out there.
No, absolutely. And you've touched on raid trains there. That has helped you definitely grow and increase your visibility on the platform, for sure.
100%. I anyone that's starting out, even everyone that's I told E-Town, and actually he's been jumping on a couple more raid trains as well too. It's how are you going to get yourself out there if you're not going to be going into brand new streams that you've never been in before, and introduce yourself and get to know people in there? That there's no other way. Like, yeah, you can go into social media, you can do a post, you can do a cool video, you can do whatever, but how much traction are you going to get from that, really? You're going to get more traction from a raid train. And sometimes that person before you might be either a well-known streamer or may have gotten a huge raid just from rather whatever. And you end up getting however many, right? So you just don't know. You don't know. So
Yeah.
I'm getting all.
You've got to be there to be there, haven't you?
Right. Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, what do they say about missing the shots? You can't. Something about missing all the shots and something, right?
Exactly. DJ Real, welcome in. Good to see you. All right, got a random question for you.
Uh-oh.
Within, say, number 5, how many plants do you have?
Sorry?
How many plants do you have?
Between 1 and 5?
No, it's close to a number.
Is 5 close to a number?
No, with 5 out. So I'll give you a 5 leeway. How many plants do you think you've got?
We have 100.
100, exactly.
We have 100. Well, let's say we have like 90. Actually, you know what? That's a lie. We probably have more than 100 because we have all these babies. Yes, we have 100 in a 1-bedroom apartment. Wow. And then actually in the summertime, the balcony has probably, I want to say 30 plants as well too. So yeah, we live in the cold tundra of Edmonton, Alberta. So, give me about 2 months and you're going to be able to see -40 temperatures here. So with that being said, that's why I think we surround ourselves with so much green, because it's white for 6 months out of the year here. So, but yeah, wow. You know what? It's funny. I when I quit drinking, I actually started with like a couple of them. And then when I quit drinking, I started getting more and more and more and more. So it's just like, and then it stopped because we ran out of window space.
Mm-hmm. I think, no, that is amazing. And it must take you absolutely hours to walk them all, but we won't go there.
I don't water. Etan does. I just buy the plants.
He does all the watering.
Yep.
I think DJ Delot's got a question around share more about disco and funky house. Oh, it's gone now. DJ Delot, do you want to pop that back up? I didn't read that fast enough. There you go. Share more about disco and funky house. What are some of the current cool artists and songs in the genre of that house?
Oh, D-Lot's just putting me on the spot.
He's put you on the spot now, isn't he? Yeah.
I know. You got to remember. Actually, oh my God, I just had the name up. Let me think about this. Because oh my God, I just had this. Well, of course, we got Miguel Miggs is amazing and everything he's putting out is awesome. But we also have, what is his name? Oh my goodness, you guys are putting me on the spot. DJ Trip Switch, like I said, is a local legend here, and he also is putting out amazing music. We have who else do we have? Oh my goodness.
I feel that's not fair. We'll come back to that one.
Oh no, yeah, we'll come back to that one, because let me pull up, because I have the worst ADHD, and honestly, if it's not in front of me, I will forget it.
No, I hear you in that.
Oh yeah, Michael Gray, obviously. Michael Gray is a given, but Michael Gray is on here too, so that doesn't count.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, here we almost got it. Oh my God, I got this. He's gonna ask me this hard question. I'm gonna come up with this. Don't worry.
You changed a lot.
But yeah, Michael Gray's on here. He's been amazing. We've got what? Oh, Purple Disco. Get out of here, E-Town. I love it. He's like trying to feed me our names. Purple Disco. Of course, Purple Disco Machine. That's the one thing though. Like I said, this whole like the streaming, everything is just, the fact that Michael Gray is on here is just amazing.
These are your favorites, Tim.
Chamars has been one of my favorites. Inland Nights actually has been one of my favorites.
Funky and Jacking House, yeah.
Kinda, right?
Yeah.
Where is the one that I was thinking about? Where is he? Oh, there's been some amazing ones that I literally am finding everything that he is doing.
No, I hear you in that one. And DJ Joe
Mike Dunn. Mike Dunn is the other one. I swear everything Mike Dunn has touched is freaking gold. Elevator Man is one of my favorite tracks. Oh, but yeah. Anyways, there's either you guys get your handful.
Ooh, there you go, DJ Delot. I hope that satisfies your curiosity now.
I hope so, D-Lot.
All right, DJ JFP asks, is there a particular style that you would like to master?
Oh, I want to learn. You know what? To be honest, okay, so I do want to learn how to play everything, but
Mhm.
I do want to learn how to play R&B, and I want to learn how to play R&B, like not just like playing like at a wedding. I want to be able to mix, like
Yeah.
really, really mix R&B. But yeah, any R&B, any hip hop, I want to be able to. Literally, I want to be able to have a song. So that's one thing I love about Quest. A DJ called Quest can play everything and anything. That guy can play Backstreet Boys and mix it into Tupac, and then I've heard him play like 80s sitcom soundtracks, like
Mhm.
literally. And to be able to do that is my dream.
Oh, that's
So,
a pretty good thing. Set the bar high.
right?
Indeed.
Just
Look
give it to
here,
me and I can mix
Professor.
it.
Good to see you both. No, and that's the way to go. And when you get there, you can give me lessons. No, that'll be
Okay,
great.
sounds good. Well, I'm trying, so it's hard.
No, that makes sense. Have we
Yeah.
got any more questions that we'd like to bombard our guest Funky NICKie with this evening? None as hard as DJ Deluxe one, hopefully.
I know, like literally got me sweating
Yeah,
on that one. I had to open up my
exactly.
record box.
No, that was cruel.
Oh my
No
god,
more
that's too
conversations.
funny.
Okay,
No more
so
questions.
before we wrap up, Nikki. So
Okay.
if you want to tell the listeners where they can catch you, what times you're on,
So
and just
my
sell
streaming
yourself
schedule.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, my streaming schedule is Tuesday, Thursdays.
Hmm.
We go at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And then I go Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And then I do whatever pop ups and raid trains that I can do. We have also
Sure.
started another channel because since we started the DJ category, if you want to do anything besides DJ, you have to have a different channel. So we also have a channel called Cranky Town, which I will be doing any cooking streams or miniature building or anything, because I do have miniatures that I'm going to attempt, and which is going
Wow.
to be a lot of fun because I have the worst let me see. I freak out very easily. So this is going to be very interesting to see if miniatures work well for me or not. So, but yeah, we're going to
Okay.
be, yes, cooking as well, boy G. So everyone's been asking me about my gummy, my gummy recipe as well as my pumpkin cheesecake. So, we feel like we need to get out there more and do more streaming. So that's going to be
Wow.
something we could do. So, but yeah, regularly for sure. Funky NICKie, that's the stream schedule that Lawless put up. And then Cranky Town whenever we can pop up and say hi and, get bored and decide to be an idiot in front of everyone. So,
Brilliant stuff. And Ethan's
yeah.
asking, do you have any merch, any merchandise?
I love it. That's what E-Town is asking. And no, he's bugging me because we have not. I am going to be working on merch. We have a couple items that we
Yeah.
already have potentially in the works, especially some that are, like I said, my channel. So I don't take myself very seriously. And I love my channel because my channel also is not taken seriously. We like to joke. We also have bad joke alert. So we have had some really tasteless jokes. And with that being said, we have some tasteless potential merch items that people are running
Mhm.
off with. So, but yes, we are going to be working on merch. I would love to have merch out there. That would be one of my wildest dreams is to see someone wearing a Funky NICKie sweater,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, something for us to work on. When you've got a full-time job, sometimes it's,
Mhm.
I have all these big aspirations. I'm going to come home and I'm going to do this. And then it's like, I get home and I just want to sit on my couch and do nothing sometimes. So, but yeah, no, we're going to be working on it. So keep an eye on my socials, you guys. I promise we're going to be working on it and you guys will see something. So,
All right. So Funky
yeah.
NICKie t-shirt, and I think a few people out there would like a Funky NICKie coffee mug as well. So
I
there's
know.
two things for you to get working on there.
I know. I do. I want to, we're thinking about potentially like the logo. I love my logo, but
Mhm.
yeah, we might need to freshen some things up. So
No, that's
yeah.
fair. All right, and the last one of the evening comes from UK, Mr. Stradders.
Stratters.
And how are you liking the FLX 10?
Well, Stratters. So he also has an FLX 10, if I remember right. And I absolutely love it. I'm not gonna lie. So my first DJ gear was the FLX 6W, so the white one, which was very, very pretty. but I feel for me, it was very good training wheels because it was very basic. So, it literally, and some of the stuff that they actually had on it was kind of stupid. I'm not going to lie. But I was always been looking to upgrade for like the last year. And for me, colorful lights and buttons are like sold. So I need colors and buttons. And these ones had nice colors and good buttons. And since I've sat down with it, it's been a learning journey. It's a learning curve and a learning journey, but it's been a learning curve. I'm actually a little bit more surprised at because it feels like I'm actually relearning how to DJ again because of the difference in it. This is more professional gear as well too. So when I went to WOMP, I unfortunately had an issue with my first mix, and that's only because the jog wheel was set so that it was really light. So the minute I pushed it, I threw it off.
Yeah.
And mine at home was so heavy. So I was just always used to, and I did not know that they had the little jog feel thingy. And so it was one of those things that I had luckily, Frank behind me from Monkey Twerk. And he actually was like, he helped me a little bit. And I was like, thank God, thank you, Frank. But it's things like that where I was like, I should have known going into my first festival gig how to fix something like that. So I told myself after that kind of hiccup that I was going to walk away with that, knowing that, okay, this is what I need to do. This is what I need to sit down with. And I want to learn this back, forth, upside down, inside out. When I first sat down with it too, there is an actual YouTube video that who did the thing for it, but it was an hour and 45 minutes, and he goes through every single thing on this, and it was amazing. But it literally was like an eye-opener that there's so much more to learn, and in order for me to learn it, I'm gonna have to take it seriously. So I'm gonna have to sit down and I'm gonna have to invest time into knowing it. But it's been fun. We've been trying to figure out which computer works because my computer is slower. It's a little older. So we've had to change E-Town or my computer to E-Town's computer, which today I think it worked, but there's still some issue. There's been a couple issues, I'm not gonna lie, but it's just, I think it's just knowing a brand new, and like I said, it's almost like it's almost professional gear, right? So
exactly that. No.
Yeah, but I love it. I'm super happy with it. Yeah, you definitely need more CPU for it. So, but stems have been fun. I do want to play with stems more, but I want to play with stems by myself because I tend to play with it and do it. I'll turn it on when it's the worst time ever. So, but I'm more or less I like to teach myself really slow, I guess. So I'm going to be, something I'm going to be taking over for the next little bit, but it's exciting. I'm really excited for it, and I love it, and I can't wait to hear my first actual recorded mix from it, which hopefully might be soon, but I don't know about that.
We'll have to share that on Mixcloud or wherever.
Yes,
definitely.
Well, my SoundCloud has my last mixes, and I think I did my last mix, which was my WOMP mix for August. So it's coming due. So, but again, it's one of those things that's I never have the time for that. So unfortunately.
Well, we'll look out for it. And so Stratus, I think she likes it.
Okay.
Right. So
Maybe.
Funke NICKie, it's been absolutely great to have you on House Culture.
It's been amazing too.
A little bit more about you. It's been great. And I think we're going to raid to a raid train that you were on a little bit earlier.
So I don't think we're 10 minutes too early. Lawless, can you confirm that Shogosi is not on yet? Because I think we have to go into Bionic. And so Lawless Child, my wonderful mod, will actually tell DJ D-Lot which one we need to raid into right now. Because I think it's a little too early, unless Shogosi has gone on already, and I don't think he's gone on yet. I don't think we were going to go this fast. I thought we were going to
live and on the fly.
Yeah, I know. Time has flown by so fast. I love this. This was so much fun. I was so nervous, but at the same time, I was like, "Why? I'm not. I shouldn't be nervous. This is a Wispy." And Wisp, honestly, like seriously, the fact the when we met each other at Tweak Music Tips, it was like I instantly was like, oh my god, this guy's kind of cool. And then I was like, oh, and he plays house music too. And ever since then, it's seriously, you are one of my favorite people on this platform. When I see you on, it makes me so happy. And it's just like an honor to be a part of this. And for you to ask me to be a part of this, it's just like I said, it's one of those things that it's like, am I a DJ? I guess I am. And it's just thank you so much for just being such a huge supporter of me and just being so wicked. So I love it. Thank you.
You know what, Nikki, that goes both ways. So, thank you for your support. You and Etal. So appreciate that. We both did it, myself and Eva. So no, there you go.
I love it. I love it.
Not a dry eye in the house now.
That's how it usually happens. So yeah, we're going to do Bionic Blue Rogue. She's actually celebrating her 7-year affiliate anniversary, so that's why we're doing this raid train. I was on earlier, and actually Shogosi is going to be on soon. So thank you so much. It was amazing.
No, brilliant. It's great to have you on, and for everyone who's joined us this evening, thank you all for being part of this as well. Appreciate you all. So I think we're going to raid out very shortly. We just wait for DJ Delot to hit the button, and we will catch you very soon.
Yeah, and we're on. There we go. Yay! Aww.